The tests revealed that each bottle contained 10 to 12 capsules with their original contents removed and replaced with cyanide poison. The red part of the capsules were discolored and swollen from approximately 65 milligrams of the deadly toxin. A lethal dose for a human is said to be 50 milligrams. After being flooded with calls from the media, medical professionals, police officials, and concerned consumers, Johnson & Johnson immediately traced the production paths of the bottles involved based on their lot numbers. Because the cause was not yet known, a large consumer alert spread throughout the country. Johnson & Johnson themselves recommended consumers not take any Tylenol products until the mystery was solved. It was determined that the two bottles had been manufactured in separate plants, one in Pennsylvania and the other in Texas. This practically eliminated the possibility of the tampering happening during the manufacturing process, and for the most part, absolved Johnson & Johnson from any wrongdoing. Investigators concluded that someone unrelated to Johnson & Johnson had contaminated the capsules within the Chicago area. The bottles were then replaced on store shelves for unsuspecting customers to purchase. Even with this information, Johnson & Johnson never tried to disconnect themselves from the murders. J&J immediately went into crisis management mode behind their Chief Executive Officer, James E. Burke. The crisis committee consisted of James Burke, J&J President David Clare, Vice President of Public Relations Lawrence Foster, and 3 other senior managers. They met twice daily throughout the whole ordeal. The team immediately looked to the Johnson & Johnson Credo for guidance. The Credo was written by Robert Wood Johnson in 1943 to outline the company's social responsibilities. The management team formed a 3-phase plan. First, figure out what happened. Second, assess the damage. And third, get Tylenol back into the market. The team's first move was to recall the product from the market. At the current time, Chicago area bottles of capsules were recalled, but after the 7th death, all capsules were recalled worldwide, totaling 31 million bottles with a retail value of over $100 million. Johnson & Johnson embraced the media during the crisis. For example, on the first day after the Chicago deaths, J&J found that cyanide was used for testing in the quality assurance department next to one of their manufacturing plants. J&J released this information right away to the media to prevent any misleading circumstances. Johnson & Johnson immediately halted all Tylenol marketing and advertising. Prior to the incident, Tylenol enjoyed a strong hold as the top over-the-counter pain reliever. Market share fell from 35% to 7% immediately following the murders. Johnson & Johnson increased their public relations team by 25 specialists from other J&J divisions. McNeil's team had been only 15 members. Once the decision was made to keep the Tylenol brand name and try to revive it within consumers' minds, a strong campaign was underway. After conducting their own market research, J&J knew the road to recovering the brand was going to be a long and difficult journey. The FDA officially cleared Tylenol on October 22nd from any wrongdoing. From October 24th to October 27th, J&J spent more than $1 million on advertising to protect the Johnson & Johnson reputation. An increased sales force of over 2,000 representatives was established to promote the product with doctors and pharmacists. Telegrams were sent to medical professionals and institutions, as well as distributors, that stated a promise from Johnson & Johnson to exchange the capsules for caplets. It is believed approximately 500,000 telegrams were sent at a total cost to the company of about $500,000. CEO James Burke appeared in television commercials promoting the trustworthiness of Johnson & Johnson. He appeared on the Phil Donahue program as well as the 60 Minutes news show and participated in in-depth interviews and spoke very candid of the incidents and Johnson & Johnson's responsibilities. Dr. Thomas Gates, medical director of McNeil, appeared in TV commercials to appeal to the frequent and loyal users of Tylenol products. J&J offered to exchange capsules for safer tablets at no charge. Coupons amounting to $76 million were inserted into Sunday's newspaper offering $2.50 off the purchase of Tylenol. Johnson & Johnson brought 5 of the major trade associations into the New Brunswick headquarters to hear firsthand what J&J was doing. Tamper-resistant packaging was developed for the entire Tylenol product line. The triple-sealed packages consisted of box flaps that were glued shut and would visibly tear upon opening. A tight plastic seal was placed over the cap and neck of the bottles, and an inner foil seal was placed over the opening that could only be removed by tearing. Large warnings were placed on the packages advising consumers not to use the product if any of the safety seals were compromised. At the end of 1982, Johnson & Johnson reported a net income for the quarter of $96.5 million, 26% lower than the year earlier period. Through their marketing efforts and crisis management, J&J successfully brought Tylenol's market share back to 35% by May of 1983, and it stayed there until the second tampering incident in 1986. Johnson & Johnson's immediate handling and effective public communications with their Tylenol tampering crisis set the standard for crisis management. What set them apart was their ability to react quickly, remain calm, continually update the public showing deep concern, recall their product without the concern of a big financial loss to the company, and redesign their product for public safety.